Hello everyone, it's Deb again. So I am in my sub-overland, and today I am going to attempt to install this front and rear facing camera setup that I got on Amazon. It's a Vantop H610. They have several different models, but this is the one I think that is going to fit my particular rear view mirror, because I think they have different lengths. This is the kind that actually straps to your rear view mirror, so it looks like the rear view mirror, and it actually sits right on top of your existing rear view mirror. And it's got these little rubber band things, and they hook on to these little clips here. So you hold it up there and then it'll clip on the back side. I'll show it to you when I have it installed. Geez, I can't talk tonight. It's really hot. I'm sweating to death. I like this though. Please remove it off before use. Their English is not very good, but they're talking about this. That's the protective thing. So I'll take that off. And they send you this little trim kit. I've got a ton of these already, but they send you this so that you can poke the wires down into your trim panels and whatnot. This is going to be pretty tricky for me because this is all the plastic I have. It's just right at the pillars. Everything else is this fabric headliner. So for my backup camera, I'm not quite sure where to run the wire. This is like a 23-foot wire that goes to this little tiny backup camera, and this can be installed inside or outside. And I was looking on the outside and I can't really find a good place to put this, so I think I'm going to have to mount it on the inside. Hopefully the image is going to be okay, because I have fairly tinted windows back here. But it's really small. Just a really dinky little thing. But here in the back, I'm sitting in the back cargo area. I'm thinking maybe like up there or something. They send screws and also 3M tape. I'm not sure if the 3M tape is going to be enough to hold that up here on this plastic though. But I have other adhesives, I guess, if I have to. But you can mount it in here or outside, so I guess it's weatherproof. But I just really can't see a way of mounting it outside on the bumper or anything. And then this is the end that goes into the camera. And then this red cable, I'm not going to use the red cable. That is to hot wire the camera into your backup. Like, so when you put it in reverse, that's when it would come on. It would just automatically come on when you put it in reverse. You have to hardwire it into your wire harness on your vehicle. And I don't want to do that because I don't want to use it as a backup camera only. I want to have it always on, because this whole back area, again, I'm going to be building out from the top all the way to the bottom, so I'm not going to be able to see out the back window. So I bought this camera specifically because I can have it on all the time, and the only way I can do that is just to not use this, which is obviously easier, because hardwiring that in would be a pain in the butt, and I don't want to do that anyway. So I guess it's a good thing that I don't need it and don't want it. So what else? Let me show you the little cable. This is like 8 or 9 feet, maybe 10 feet. That's what plugs into the cigarette lighter. I may plug it into my Jackery. I'm not sure. I'll have to find. I'll just have to play with it and see. And then that's the micro USB that gets plugged into the top here, right there. And then that's where the rear view camera gets plugged in, and that's where the little SD card goes, the little mini SD card, and it did not come with one. I had to buy it separately, and so I got the 128 gig because that's as big of a card as it will support. and so I just went ahead and got the biggest one I could. And so there's the little card with my card reader adapter for when I have to transfer files to the computer. And they send you, like I said, 4 of these. You only need 2 of them, but I guess they send backups, so that's cool. And then this is the mounting hardware for the backup camera. They send you 2 baggies, so it's again, it's a backup. So that's the sticky pad, and those are the screws if you can find a good place to screw it in. And what else? Oh, the box was really nice. That's the other thing I wanted to show you. It's really sturdy. I know it's stupid to be excited about a box, but I like it when the boxes are nice and sturdy. So everything you see here, except for the actual thing, was in the bottom, and then they had this on top of it, and then that was in there, and then they had this inside of this, and it was shoved down in there really tight, and then the whole thing was covered like that. And so it was definitely really nice packaging, nice and secure, so I like that a lot. I think it was like $140. You know Amazon pricing, they're always switching and going round and round. When it comes with a little cleaning cloth, but honestly this is pitiful. The only thing you can really use it for is the camera. And let me show you the front facing camera. So that's where the screen is. Like, you can see either, you can set it to see both the front facing and the rear facing, or the whole screen can be just the rear facing camera, or it can be just the front facing camera. So I really like this a lot. But here on the back side is the front facing camera. I have to take that film off, I haven't done that. But you just slide it over to pop it out, and so that's what it'll look like mounted right like that. And then the camera itself is on a little gimbal. It's stiff, but you can move it and rotate it. And then this little thing, you mount it here on the bottom with the screws, and then these screws on the side, one of these had actually worked its way loose and was sitting in the bottom of the box, and I had to put it back in there. But those little screws on the side, that's how you adjust your camera angle. They're loose right now, so when I got up to where I want it, I'll just tighten these 2 screws down, and that will keep it from moving like that. Okay, I think that's it for now. I think for mounting this, just for positioning, you're supposed to hook it up and test out the unit before you actually run your wires to wherever you're going to run it. And so just for a temporary thing, I have these sticky pads. That's a backing that's over it. It's just one of those, you know, sticky gummy poster type things. It's not permanent, so I can stick that onto the bottom of the bracket and then mount that up, and then test the camera and see if I like it there or not. And then if I do, I can use the 3M, which is, I guess, supposed to be permanent or whatever. I don't know. The only thing I do not like about this kind of backup camera for my personal rig is because there's something on my rearview mirror that I really like, and it's right there. I'm getting my face in there. Right there, when I turn the car on, it shows me the direction I'm facing, and it also shows me the outdoor temperature. So I'm really going to kind of miss, there you can see my camera. I'm really going to miss that feature because I'm not going to be able to see it. I don't know what these buttons are. That looks like an OnStar. I've never used any of those buttons. I guess one of them is for the dimming the, you know, the headlights in the back, because my Mitsubishi has an automatic dimmer. It automatically dims the lights in the back. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna miss, is that little tiny box right there. It's probably gonna look like a mess. It's got one wire's got to come out this way and one wire's got to come out that way, and I've got to run it down here to my lighter port, and then somehow get that one and bring it all the way through here. I don't quite know where to mount it. I guess I'll try to shove it up in that area there. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Alright, catch you in a bit. Alright, you guys, so I've got the back camera back here. I cleaned the plastic with some alcohol, and I used my little sticky pads, my little gummy sticky pads here, and I put it on the little bracket, and so it's just up there temporarily, and I haven't even screwed down the things, so it's just kind of sitting there looking out generically. And I did manage to get it under the paneling pieces in the areas where I could. This is how much wire is left over. I'm gonna have to bunch that up and find a home for it. Maybe I can stuff the rest of it in here. I'm not sure. But again, I don't need this red wire, so I'm gonna have to bundle that up too. I don't think it would be a good idea for me to cut that off. Maybe I could just cut it off short and then put some electrical tape around it. I mean, because this is a bare end anyways. So maybe it would be okay if I just cut that off, because I don't ever plan on hooking it up to my backup lights. And so I've just got it tucked up into here. And up here, my headliner seems like it's falling away from the roof, unfortunately. But I've got it running up through here. It's getting dark, sorry you might not be able to see that. And then I've got it tucked under that pillar. My camera's not gonna want to focus now. Sorry. But right up here, it's kind of tucked in here. I was just doing a practice run because I just wanted to make sure. They tell you to do the pre-installation test ahead of time to make sure it's working before you actually wire it in. And so I came over here and tucked it in, but right here it does not want to go up into that crevice. So for right now, unless I can kind of force it in there, I've just got it right here, and I've got it underneath the my visor here, and it's running over here, and it's plugged in right here, the one on the right. And then the one on the left is the power cable that goes down to the cigarette lighter. And I don't know if you can tell, yeah, when it's not on, it's actually a mirror. So you can still use it as a rear view mirror when it's not on, which I thought was really cool. And so for right now, just as for testing purposes, I've got it here dangling. But I'm gonna have to figure out a better way to run that, probably again across the top and down that pillar, and then maybe down up under that dash there, that plastic piece, and then coming into here. This is my cigarette lighter, and what I did not know about this is that power is always on, because right before I turned the camera on, I actually plugged this end into it and it powered on, and I didn't even have the keys in the ignition. So that is live and hot all the time, which means I'm not going to be able to keep it plugged in all the time, or it will run my battery down. So like at the end of my driving time or whatever, I'm just going to have to pull that out and leave it unplugged, because obviously that's not going to work to keep it plugged in all night. I may actually go ahead and run this off of my Jackery or my Apex, because I kind of like the idea of having this on at night when I'm in here and I have got all my window coverings on and everything. I want to be able to see outside, so it's quite possible that I'm just going to plug this into the Jackery and get it over with, because the Jackery is going to be sitting right here, and I'm in the area where my bed is going to be, and so the Apex is going to be like right here. So either the Apex or the Jackery I can plug that into to use it. And so at that point, I don't know how I would run the cable. Maybe just down the trim and down this way. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I've already plugged it in. I already put the little card in it, the little SD card, and that's in it. And you actually have to put the SD card in first, because it sits right there underneath that. So you have to put the card in before you plug in your rear camera. And anytime you want to take your card out, you're gonna have to unplug that to get to the SD card. But you can hook this directly up to your computer via USB card or cable, sorry. I'm assuming you would just take that out and get a USB cable that had the micro SD or the micro whatever on it, because this is not a regular USB. And then you just hook that up to your computer, I guess. But yeah, I like that. It's got a reflection even when it's not on. I didn't even realize it was going to do that. So I'm going to plug you in and I'll show you what I'm talking about. See, the light comes on already. And here we go. It powers up immediately. And see, look. It's telling me I have to format the card, which I already knew that. And I have to do that within the settings. But that's the back camera. Isn't that cool? And then to change the view, you just swipe left, and now I've got the back and the front camera. You can't really tell on the camera I'm filming on, but the resolution is actually pretty good. You swipe again and just have the front camera. It's all touch screen. So that's the settings button. I guess I could push record. Yeah, it won't let me do anything until the card's formatted, but that's okay. But I've got the little camera popped out right there. And my mirror is actually really thick. And so these, those little bungees that I was showing you, they are stretched all the way to their capacity. And you just hook it right there on the hook of the bracket and bring it around and hook it to the bottom one right there. Hopefully you can see that. And so this is a very, very tight fit. And I'm not in any position to really show you, but the camera, can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. That camera is protruding out farther than my actual rear view mirror. So I'm not gonna be able to slide this back in because there's not enough room. Can you see that? There's not enough room to slide that back in because the actual mirror itself is in the way. So that's just always gonna be popped out, but I don't care. It works and it's not very noticeable, not really. At least I don't think so. I like this much better than the cameras that you have to like get the suction cup and mount it to your windshield or to the dash or whatever, because once I get this cable up and out of the way, you're not even gonna hardly be able to tell I have a camera in here. You're just really not gonna be able to tell. So that's it, I guess. Just wanted to show you my new toy. It's actually not a toy. I need this a lot because like I said, back here, this whole thing is going to be built out from the floor to the ceiling, and so I'm not going to have any way of seeing out that window. Sorry, it's like really hot and sticky here, and I'm breathing hard and because I'm sweating hard. So. But yeah, I really like this a lot. It seems to have a pretty good every time I touch it, it makes a sound. It has a pretty good range. So I'll be able to see while I'm driving and when I'm backing up and all that. So I'm real happy about that. And then the camera angles, of course, you can change the camera angle. Like I said, it's really stiff, but that little thing is movable. It's just really stiff. Okay guys, that was it. That's my new backup camera and my forward facing camera. Okay, so I wanted to show you how it looks when I've got all the wires tucked. The little sticky tabs that I used to temporarily put that up there, they're actually, I'm pulling on this quite hard and it's not coming down. So I don't know how long those little sticky tabs will stay up there. Maybe I don't even need to use the 3M. I don't know. I haven't tightened down the camera angle those little screws. So I still have to tighten that down. But the bracket itself is actually staying up there pretty good. I wiped it down with alcohol first to make it, to clean it. And then I got all the excess wire here. And then now the big long extra wire that I showed you, it's literally just shoved right into here. And that's why there's this gap here, because there's so much wire shoved down into here. And that junction point, I don't know if you saw it on that one on the cable earlier, but that little yellow junction point is right there. I don't like that very much, but as long as it's not being pinched and harmed, I think it'll be okay. But yeah, you can tell right there, there's a gap here that isn't over here. But it's alright. You're not going to be able to see it. Nobody's going to know but me. And well, now all of you guys. And so I've just got it running right up in here. It was actually able to get tucked up into the headliner here. And then it goes here under the pillar. The pillars really worked out well, but the windows, where the windows are, this is not working out well. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this because it wants to keep falling out. I'll have to get that little orange tool that they sent and try to shove it in there. It's got a sharp edge and I don't want to poke at the wire necessarily. So I was just kind of trying to do it with my fingers. And then I've got it running back through here and behind that pillar. And then because this window was really giving me a hard time, I cannot get it up in that crack. So I've just got it over here and under that visor. So this may be temporary right now. I'm not sure. Or maybe I'll just wire tie that wire up there to that. I guess it's really not hurting anything. I don't know. But that wire's taken care of now. I just have to figure out what to do with the power cable and figure out whether I want to actually be using it off of the rig itself or on one of my power stations. Not quite sure yet, but I am very happy with it. It works, and it works very well, and it's just what I needed. So I will talk to you guys in another video. Bye.